I've heard you talked about, when you guys have played with AC/DC and in the past, and you talked
Yeah.
about just kind of hanging out backstage with Angus and, sipping tea and stuff. And those guys are like, it's almost
Yeah.
sort of mythical. Those guys, you know what I mean? Like they're like they go out on tour and then they kind of retire back to whatever castles they live in. You know what I mean? You don't hear from them for a number of years, and
Yeah.
then Brian's out there a little bit more than the other guys, have been in the past. Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, can you divulge? Like, I mean, what were you guys kind of talking about backstage when you're just sitting there chilling with Angus? I mean, what is the conversation? Is it just about touring and rock music? Or was it any stories from their past or anything like that?
You know, I'm I'm just so like in fanboy mode at that time, like just sitting next to Angus and drinking tea is like I don't have to talk a lot, because it's just amazing. And Brian Johnson's walking around the room cracking jokes, and so I'm just like taking it all in. I'm talking to him actually about sobriety, because Angus never partied during
Mm.
his whole career. It was Malcolm who was the big partier. So that was really interesting to me. So we just kind of bonded on that issue and just had a really nice talk, and I don't even remember me like discussing like AC/DC songs. I just was really grateful to be there. I was really, when you meet your heroes and they're really kind and nice and sweet, and, it's like that is like better than anything, for us, because we've met a lot of people over the years, and I know everybody has their days and their moments. So I would never comment on like when people were weird or strange or, but like those dudes were so humble and amazing. And like, in my opinion, the best hard rock band of all time, and even like when we got into their camp, they're like, use the entire PA,
Mm.
all of, you can use whatever you want and just do it and have a good time. And no headliner does that. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
That's awesome, man. Well, kind of, speaking to AC/DC and kind of songs on AC/DC feel, I want to get into a couple specific songs on Volume 10 and just kind of get sort of the backstory and the inspirations behind them. We'll start with "Let's Get Wild." Like I said, that's got kind of an AC/DC kind of hard driving feel to it. Do you
Yeah.
remember kind of how that one came together? What it was sort of inspired by?
Oh God, it would be hard to like find out where it all started. A lot of times it starts with Stevie and Marty bashing a musical composition together. Then I'll work on lyrics and melodies through the night. Sometimes Marty will come up with a scat and I'll like it, and I'll write lyrics over his melody. It just happens all different kinds of ways. I don't know specifically at that time. We had written so many songs,
Mm.
but I always put it to them to give me some AC/DC songs. It seems like those always work. On the Hellbound record, they kept coming with all these different songs and they were great. And I kept saying, "Where's my AC/DC song?" And then they sent me the music to Hellbound. And I was fishing at the time. And I just remember having it on the phone. I'm driving. I'm thinking about like, what does this song mean to me? I thought back on the first shows I did when I was 15, and in Orange County, I was only playing house parties because I was too young to play clubs. And I was like, and I just started scatting about those moments, and that's when Hellbound came out.